watching Sun TV, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful by nature Turks and Caicos Islands. Sun TV, your source for real news as it happens.
A top official at the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas says the increase in crime in the Turks and Caicos Islands is a cause for concern. A sloop carrying 117 illegal Haitians is intercepted by radar and marine police. TCI top athlete Delan Williams not qualified for this year's CARIFTA Games, and Chief Electoral Officer warns about buying votes in the Friday's by-election in Cheshire Hall in Richmond Hill. These are the headlines, and I'm Tadleen Daffernan. Thanks for watching Sun TV News. A top official from the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas said when they issued a noticeable crime in the Turks and Caicos Islands last week, they were only looking out for the welfare of American citizens abroad. John Armstrong, acting Deputy Director of Mission at the U.S. Embassy, told local journalists that over the past few weeks they received several reports about crime against American visitors. Noting that the spike in the crime is a cause of concern, Armstrong added that he has full confidence in the local police to deal with the situation.
Our primary duty is to look out for the welfare of American citizens abroad. And this is, I would say it's true the world over, that every diplomatic service has as its primary mission to look out for the welfare of its citizens abroad, just like the Bahamian Foreign Service, their consulates in the United States. If they would see a situation that would be a danger to Bahamian citizens, they would tell their citizens about it. Or if we would see a situation in some other country, be it Brazil or Belize or Belgium, we would also tell our citizens about it. And that's exactly what we did in this situation, because we had noticed this trend, and it is a cause for concern. Actually, getting down here today, I've talked to a few people, and they've also noted themselves that they had believed that there is a spike in crime. Of course, we have full confidence in the ability of the Royal Turks and Caicos Police Force to deal with the situation.
On March 13, the U.S. Embassy advised U.S. citizens living in or visiting the Turks and Caicos Islands to remain cautious and vigilant with regards to their personal safety and security. Armstrong, who was on a short trip to the TCI, explained why this was done.
Say within the past month, maybe month and a half, there has been a noticeable spike of incidents involving American citizens. We've also heard about some other incidents that were not involving Americans, but the ones, of course, the greatest concern is American citizens.
Although the March 13 notice to visitors stated that armed robbery continues to be a primary criminal threat facing U.S. citizens in the country, Armstrong said the situation could have been worse if the U.S. State Department had issued a travel warning about Turks and Caicos Islands.
Weather Service put out a warning about high waves in Nassau and a lot of areas where tourists go. Junkanoo Beach, go Slow Bend, even closer in, and so we repeated that. And again, it said our duty to look out for the welfare of our citizens. But that's the first thing. The first step is a message to American citizens, and that's what we sent out last week. A travel warning, which comes out centrally from the State Department, not from a specific embassy, but it's broadcast everywhere, is much more serious, and it's for a situation that's more serious and more long-term. The State Department did not issue a travel warning for the Turks and Caicos. I want to make that perfectly clear. We sent a message to American citizens who had taken the step to enroll themselves with the embassy. If they shared that information with someone else, they're perfectly free to do that. But that's what we sent. We did not issue a travel warning.
A sloop carrying 117 illegal Haitians was intercepted by the coastal radar and escorted into the South Dock Harbor by police and immigration officials early Tuesday morning. Officials said the wooden boat, which had a huge sail, was spotted by the radar around 6:30 a.m. and it was met by the boats from the Marine branch who towed it in. The immigrants were then processed and kept at the detention center until they are sent back to Haiti. The boat was taken to the dump in Blue Hills where it was burnt. The Turks and Caicos Islands will be sending a 24-member team to this year's CARIFTA game, which will be held in Nassau, the Bahamas. However, the team will be without this country's top athlete Delan Williams, who will not be able to compete in the games because he will turn 20 this year. President of the TC3A's Edith Skippings said, the contrary to widespread reports, Delano's exclusion from the team has nothing to do with the fact that he tried out for the Olympics last year.
I myself is also disappointed that Delano has actually just missed the CARIFTA Games by just a matter of days, matter of a week. To still be able to participate in the CARIFTA Games, you have to be still 19 in that same year. And he turned 19 December last. So this year, December, he would have already been 20. You have to still be 19 in the same year. I've been speaking to a few people, and they had the conception that because he took part in the World Juniors, that disqualified him from taking part in the CARIFTA Games, but that's not so. He's still an amateur athlete, and as long as he falls into the age group, he can participate in any games.
The CARIFTA Games will be held from March 29 to April 1st. Skippings also released the names of the members of the teams, which he said is a very strong one.
And I'm delighted and pleasant to announce to the Turks and Caicos that we officially have a team membership of 24 athletes that was successful in making the CARIFTA team this year. And we're also taking along 5 officials, including myself and our 5 as president of the association. So the names of the persons that were successful in making the team this year are Akir Guerrero, Sinatra Forbes, Maya Adair Simpson, and Miss Halcyon Silver. These are the girls that are under 17. One additional girl also made the team, and her name is Jestier Sanders, but she falls in the under 20 age group. The under 17 age group is Mr. Courtney Mizik, Cabral Kelly, Dolly Francis, Edwin Forbes, Stanley Jean, Omel Gardner, and Woodens Carvel. That's the boys in the under 17 age group. The under 20 age group, Luke Cox, Cheyenne Parker, Ifani Aitonye, Angelo Garland, Clifton Jean, Junior Fanamine, Fransley Benjamin, Lucian Robinson, McKindy Antonor, Javado Smith, Wesley Cherry, Candido Adderley. These are the boys that fall in the under 20 age group.
51 young Turks and Caicos Islanders who were recently added to the staff at beaches have been undergoing some training and orientation. Monday was the first of the 3-day session at which they got to know about the company and what is expected of them. We hear more in this report from Lorenzo Seymour, Deputy Human Resources Manager, and we also got some feedback from one of the young interns.
Well, today is our general orientation session. This is where we allow the team members to go through their first official training here at Beaches Turks and Caicos. The training is for 3 days, where they will have the opportunity to learn about the history of the company. Also, they will learn about what the company expects from them and also what they should expect from the company. They also, what they've added on is medical training that will allow them, once they're here, they can assist any guest or any team member if an emergency may arise.
These new recruits, are they going to be employed at Beaches Turks and Caicos, or are they going to be employed next door?
Well, as everyone tends to always think of it as that's another hotel by itself, basically it's just another village. So these persons will just be employed by Beaches Turks and Caicos. So it won't be a separation to make them think that they're not a part of the team. Everyone that's employed here will have the opportunity to work in either village that's here at Beaches Turks and Caicos.
How many people are we talking about here today?
Well, today for the orientation was about 51, but overall we've had 7 job fairs, 2 in January and 5 in February, and from there we've already taken on about 109 persons, just basically for this year.
Across how many departments?
This is basically across basically any department you can think of. We have food and beverage, we have housekeeping, we have cost control, we have front office, concierge, any department that you have here, basically we've had some persons that have applied and have gotten into these jobs. Well, actually orientation is their first official day at work. So they're being paid right now. From as of this date, they have officially joined the Beaches Turks and Caicos team. We expect them, as any new team member that comes, we expect them to bring the same Turks and Caicos hospitality that they will show to their neighbors. Once they say, for example, someone visits your house, you know, the courtesies that you extend to them. Remember, these persons are coming to this island, they're coming to your home. We expect the same thing that they will show to an outside person that they'll show here to our guests. And also team members as well. Yes, we've noticed a lot of our new recruits, especially for the past few months, have been a lot of school leavers. This is why one of the things we encourage persons, we had a mini recruitment drive with the Clement Howell High School, and this allowed persons to pre-register. So they have options. For example, when they come out of school, they may not know, you know, I want to go to school, I want to work for a year. They basically will have that option before they actually graduate. So they've already been registered in the employment database at the Labor Department. So if they choose to, they can employ, whether here at Beaches Turks and Caicos or any industry that's here in the Turks and Caicos.
I will be going into the concierge department as an agent. You want me to tell you about my first day on orientation? Orientation started out pretty nicely. We had our little icebreakers, learning about the department, the different resorts that they have, the time frames they were opened in, the goals that the resort has, and of course, the main thing is working as a team to please our guests.
And how have you liked so far?
So far, I think I'm learning. Like I said, it's my first time in the hotel industry, so it's really a great stepping stone. You're getting to deal with different persons, going in between different cultures and whatnot. So I think it's really a great experience.
What's your expectation?
I expect to be able to learn how to deal with different persons more on a professional level, and just use it as a stepping stone to further my career goals. And it falls more into my line of education that I'm pursuing.
Which is what?
Actually, I want to pursue next my bachelor's in human resource management. So of course I want to be in an area where I have a more hands-on time with different persons.
With the by-election for Richmond Hill and Cheshire Hall constituency just days away, Supervisor of Elections Dudley Lewis has issued another reminder to candidates that under the election ordinance, they are not allowed to offer anything to electors to influence their voting intention. Lewis said candidates, political parties, or anyone associated with them are not permitted to provide cash, food, drinks, gifts of any kind during political rallies, meeting, or general campaigning. He said these could be interpreted as an attempt to corruptly influence a voter in the way they cast their votes at the by-election. The election supervisor said this behavior, which is known as treating, is illegal. He explained that treating has been illegal for many years, although in past elections some people have chosen to ignore it. Lewis added that such behavior is no longer being ignored, and any person offering this kind of inducement is committing a serious criminal offense, and so is any member of the public who accepts a gift or cash. Lewis warned that he would follow up on all reports received and will not hesitate to work with the police to initiate criminal investigation. He is also inviting members of the public to inform him if they are aware of any incidents involving voters' inducements. He also pointed out that inexpensive t-shirts, caps, and advertising materials provided by political parties and candidates are not regarded as treating. I'm Tadleen Zafferlin. Thanks for watching Sun TV, and join us tomorrow when we bring you more news as it happens, directly to your computer or mobile device.